Well, Viggity, the internet blew up yesterday. Humongous, Madison Square Garden, Ring of Honor, New Japan. Viggity, I can't wait.
Yeah,
What the
it is
fuck?
the G1 Supercard, Ring of Honor, and New Japan Pro Wrestling combined. It will be April 6th, Saturday night of WrestleMania weekend in New York City at Madison Square Garden. It's a co-branded show. Ring of Honor and New Japan versus NXT. Who's going to draw the bigger live gate? Right now, the event is to run Madison Square Garden as is. And as we looked up last time, it seats over 20,000 people. They sold out 10,000 seats in 30 minutes. So maybe it'll take them an hour to sell out 20,000. Who knows?
First, let's talk about what's going to go down itself. Who's going to be a part of this card? This is monumental. What happened with the WWE blockade? What the hell's going on here, Viggity? What do you know about any of this?
I guess the play was WWE called up Madison Square Garden and said, look, you can either choose to host us when we come there, or you can host independents, and we're not coming there anymore. And at first, they chose to go with WWE, and they told Ring of Honor, sorry, you can't run here. But then they came back and they said, all right, well, now we have New Japan Pro Wrestling with us. We're going to do a joint show, which should mean a bigger crowd, hopefully a sellout. And I guess they said, all right, we're going with you. And WWE, maybe they're going to decide to opt out of the Garden and just start using the Barclays Center exclusively in New York. I don't know. I don't know that, but good news for Ring of Honor for sure.
It seems that, over the last 3, 4, 5 years that WWE, when they come to the New York area, they've been going to the Barclays Center. In fact, like the last, 2, 3 years now, they've done NXT TakeOver, SummerSlam, Raw, and then SmackDown, all at the Barclays Center. 4 huge events in a row. I don't know if this is their 3rd or their 4th year planning to do that. But, it really seemed weird coming from a lifelong WWE fan as I am. Why are they not using the Garden? What's going on there? I know that the Garden's weird to set up for TV and whatever. But
I don't know.
I don't know what the situation is.
Maybe they, Madison Square Garden's the most famous arena in the world, basically, and I'm sure that comes with quite the price tag, and the Barclays Center probably is a little bit cheaper, and like you said, it's a better setup for TV, so that's probably why they're going there. I wanted to mention this, that tickets will go on sale to Honor Club members for that show at Madison Square Garden. They will go on sale August 8th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, so that's before the general public will get their hands on the tickets, which would be August 10th. So Honor Club, get your membership. It's $9.99 a month. It's the best $10 you'll ever spend. And don't forget, while you're signing up for Honor Club, go to patreon.com/comedysuplex. And for an extra $2 a month, you can become an exclusive patron of the Comedy Suplex Podcart, the only podcart on the planet that does ROH TV reviews every week.
Yeah, I think what a great time to talk about what our projections are for amount of ticket sales and the quickness that they will go with. First of all, is this thing going to sell out? What do you think? Yes or no? 20,000 seats is huge.
It will not sell out in an hour. My belief is that people will decide. I think that in the end, it will sell out, but I do not think that it'll sell out initially on day one. I think the novelty of the first time ever going and being part of that exclusive 10,000 seats was a big draw for a lot of people who are willing to travel out of town and fly into Chicago for that show. And I think people are going to be going to New York for WrestleMania as well, but I don't think that there's going to be that feeling that they must buy the ticket right away. They'll probably wait and see. We'll see what the NXT is going to present, or what when the Hall of Fame is going to be, or however it's going to lay out. So I do think it'll sell out in the end. I just don't think it will happen at a record speed like All In.
Okay, are you familiar with the saying? You've won the battle, but you haven't won the war.
I am familiar with that saying.
Okay, well, this battle is being fought by the independent wrestling fans versus the WWE wrestling fans. That's what this whole battle has been. It's a fight for the fans, and the fans have been speaking their voices and letting everybody know how they feel about this. So those 10,000 people that bought those tickets in 30 minutes, those are a lock. Those 10,000 plus people are going to be buying those first 10,000 tickets, and they're going to be buying them under the first 30 minutes. And this is New York.
Real.
This is New York. Okay?
Okay.
This ain't Chicago. This is New York. The majority of the whole population of the United States is shoved up in this little corner of the United States called the Northeast. And that's where all these people live, okay? Not only that, you got all the people that are flying in for WrestleMania weekend. So, yeah, this thing's going to sell out. It might even sell out quicker than the fucking All-In show. But I guarantee you, this thing's going to sell out. It's going to sell out within the first day without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
No way.
Without a doubt. It's this war. This could be the coup de grace. This could be the finale. This could be the stake in the heart of the WWE. And those fans of independent wrestling are going to be there to support. The 7,000 people that came to New Japan, the 10,000 that are going to All In, they're all going, and they're all going to sell this place out.
I like your optimism. I think your heart's in the right place. I just think you're a little bit incorrect here. For one, this is August that the tickets are going on sale, and WrestleMania is not until April.
Okay.
Secondly, the only people that can buy these tickets are Honor Club members, and there's not going to be 20,000 Honor Club members that buy those tickets.
Okay.
So maybe I'll grant you that when it goes to the public, it'll get to 15,000. But I'm saying 15,000 in the first week. Tops.
No way. It's the first hour that it's on sale to the public.
It won't, because
yeah, absolutely. The resale market by itself. Okay, if I'm telling you, these ticket sharks, if they see that a wrestling event very similar to this sold out in 30 minutes, sold out 10,000 seats in 30 minutes, you don't think that every reseller in the world, and let me tell you, the most resellers are up in the Northeast because there's so many fucking arenas and tickets and big concerts and such a big population all within a condensed area that all these ticket resellers are gonna fucking buy them up. So whether they're bought by the people that actually use them or not, within the first hour of public on sale, they're all gonna be sold.
Okay, you're wrong, because what All In had going for it was it had the impetus that Dave Meltzer said it couldn't happen. Meltzer said ROH would never sell out a 10,000-seat venue, and Cody and the Bucks took that as a challenge to themselves to make that happen. There has not been this new declaration, so we need Dave Meltzer to say that it won't happen, and then there's a chance that it will. But that hasn't happened, and right now this is just a show of WrestleMania weekend, and I just don't see it happening right away. I think it will ultimately sell out, but I don't think it will happen within the first week.
Okay, let me tell you one of the biggest shocks to me ever is the first time that NXT went out and did one of these takeovers at the Barclays Center, and they fucking sold it, and they fucking sold it out. Okay, 16,000 people came to see NXT at the Barclays Center. Nowhere else on the planet is NXT coming close to even drawing 1,000 people. But somehow, when they go to the Barclays Center, they fucking sold 16,000 seats. Sold out. Jam-packed, right? So I'm saying that the perfect storm of New Japan and Ring of Honor, who have that underdog Rocky fucking thing going on for them right now, they're coming into the biggest, not only the biggest market, New York, they're coming into the most famous arena in the world. So you don't think that everybody that has ever supported them in one way or another knows how big of an event this is, understands how big it is. But it's selling out. It's selling out quick.
New York is very expensive. I mean, if these tickets might be very expensive, and
why is Barclays Center selling out for NXT? Why is Barclays Center selling out for NXT, and Madison Square Garden isn't going to sell out for the first ever New Japan and Ring of Honor show? Do you even realize how big that is?
Because the NXT crew is the same fans that watch ROH. So now you're dividing them in half, man. the people who like the NXT product are the same ones that like ROH and New Japan. Yes, it is.
The NXT takeover was going on at the Smoothie King Center the same night that that you and me were at Super Card of Honor at that place 30 minutes outside New Orleans, and the one had 6,000 people there, and the other one had fucking whatever 10,000 people, and that was New Orleans. That was New Orleans, right?
A much cheaper, much easier place to get to.
And a smaller population of wrestling fans per square mile. I mean, you got to think, how many of the biggest cities in the United States are within 200 miles of each other out there in the Northeast? You know, Philadelphia, Boston, New York. Do I need to go on? Washington D.C., Baltimore. Do I need to keep going? All these cities.
Yeah, keep going. I want to see how many cities you can name. I bet you can't name any more.
Hartford, Connecticut, another big one right up there. Pittsburgh, but that's like 4 hours west of Philadelphia.
All right.
What other?
One more.
One more. I'm trying to think what states are even up there.
I know. I bet I was like, well, I'll make Mikey G do a quick geography lesson here.
All right. Well, fuck it. So, I don't know. Annapolis, is that in Maryland also?
That's the capital. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Very good. There we go. That's it. That's all I got. But you got all these major cities up there. They've had wrestling fans, and they've been filling wrestling arenas for decades up there. So all these people, all the people that already live there, are going to want to go to this event because it's huge. It's monumental. Okay, if NXT is selling at the Barclays Center, and they've been doing it every year now for whatever, this is going to be the third or fourth year for SummerSlam weekend, the Madison Square Garden is going to sell out for the first ever New Japan and Ring of Honor show there, without a doubt, no doubt.
All right, well, how about this? If they sell out in the first 2 days after the public on sale,
here we go. Yeah,
I owe you $10.
No, we got to do something way cooler than that.
Well, you mean like?
I will shave my head if they don't sell out in the first 2 days.
When are you going to shave it? I don't want you to shave your head.
I don't want to shave my head either. Yeah, I know. God damn it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, we'll think of something.
What do we got? Okay, we got a few weeks to figure out stipulations.
Right. So we'll come up with a stipulation. Tweet to us a stipulation if you have one at Comedy Suplex or at Peach Machine or at Dirty Ron McD if you have a stipulation for our gambling matchup here. Mike says it will sell out in 2 days. I say it will not. Very simple. We would like to hear from the fans. What would you like us to do if we're correct or incorrect? But one thing's for certain, the Comedy Suplex podcast is not only all in, we will definitely be at Madison Square Garden for the New Japan ROH combined event of the decade.
Oh, dude, it's the fucking card of the century. It's the single biggest wrestling event in the history of pro wrestling. I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, we're going to look at this event as one of, if not the most monumental show in the history of pro wrestling. Because do you realize what's coming after this? I mean, like, this is not like, oh, okay, well, we did Madison Square Garden, we're done. You know, this is the continued dominance of a combined global effort to take down WWE as the number one promotion in the world. You know, they're going to sell more tickets. There's going to be more generated buzz. There's going to be more people spending money on wrestling than there ever have in the history of wrestling. This is huge. How do you feel about that?
Man, I think you're so fucking wrong. Like, WWE just sold their television rights for $4 billion. They've got finance backing out the ass. And Sinclair just views Ring of Honor as just like this little throwaway project that they're doing. I just don't know. I think you're over-projecting here. I hope you're right. I mean, we love Ring of Honor, and we hope that they do. But to say that this is even close to going to be like knocking them off WWE off their throne, it's a complete overstatement. There's no chance. That's not even close to what's going to happen.
This show is more monumental to the current state of professional wrestling than the first Nitro was back in 1995. Yes or no?
No, not even close.
Bigger. It's bigger. Okay, because you gotta look at this totally from like a gangster point of view. You know,
Okay.
you got your rival, your fucking competition, coming in to the place where you made your home. Madison Square Garden was the epicenter of everything WWE. That's where the first, 10th, and 20th WrestleManias were held. That's where their biggest cards were.
Like,
and
people
Ring of
care
Honor,
about that.
they did, but you got to look at this totally from a gangster perspective. You know, like you've got your the Crips are coming into Blood World. The Nazis are coming into the Jews' house here. You know, like you know what I'm saying? Like the fucking Japanese are invading Pearl Harbor in this motherfucker. Like New Japan and Ring of Honor is coming to Madison Square Garden, and not only are they trying to run a show,
cares.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is a monumental thing. Okay, forget about all that other shit I just said. If they sell out, this is the biggest show that's a non-WWE in the United States in how long?
I mean, a long time, but
when was the last time? Nitro, 1998, in the Georgia Dome when they drew 30,000 people.
Okay.
I mean, like when was the last time that a non-WWE not only ran in the United States and they're going to draw 15, 20,000 people? They're running in Madison Square Garden, bro.
Right, but Mike, WWE that same weekend will have sold out the Barclays Center Friday night for the Hall of Fame, Saturday night for NXT, Sunday night for SummerSlam,
sure,
Monday night for Raw, Tuesday night for SmackDown.
They also have
done it 5 times in a row.
They also have a gigantic budget and a fucking product recognition far beyond where Ring of Honor and New Japan are. Okay, I'm saying is that
WWE doesn't care about their past. They don't give a shit that was their home and that was their legacy. They make up their own past all the time. They don't care.
Okay. You know what? I'm genuinely glad that we are on different sides of this, because we're gonna see as time plays out that this event is so monumental. Like if All In was like the the trembling, you know, like the fucking dimming of the sun before the humongous earthquake that is this Madison Square Garden show is, before it erupts. It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
huge.
I
hope you're right.
I mean, look, Ring of Honor was drawing 400 people in Belleville, Illinois 3 years ago, and now they're running Madison Square Garden on Ring of Honor on WrestleMania weekend. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, it's huge for them. I just don't think it's the first shot of a huge war like that you're projecting this to be. I think WWE doesn't even view that they're in a war. They just go, yeah, there's this other company that's making wrestling popular, and we're just going to get their talent, and good.
Yeah, but a lot of the top talent that are in both of these companies have no aspirations to go to WWE. And I think for the first time in a long time, you know, for like the last couple of years, there's not going to be a whole lot of those top guys that are trying to leave the independents. The independents are a lot more viable as an income source than working for WWE is. You have creative freedom, and you got fucking your time's freed up.
No, I understand there's pros and cons to going to WWE for certain, but you know, ultimately, if that contract says $500,000 and your other contract says you're gonna have to hustle your ass off and maybe make $500,000, you know what I mean?
No, the run-of-the-mill guys in WWE aren't making anywhere close to that.
You're right, but I'm saying if Vince McMahon says, "Hey, Young Bucks, here's $500 for you to come over here," do you think they're not going to jump at that?
No.
Oh, you were so wrong.
You're
so wrong.
We will never see the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, or Cody Rhodes inside of WWE for the next 10 years at least.
You're way wrong.
No way.
I'll bet we see one of those. I bet we see one of those three you just said within the next year.
Oh, no way. They will be so past their prime by the time that they have to grovel to go back to WWE, that who even knows if WWE is going to be the number one wrestling company in the world at that point.
I do. They will be. You're wrong. Those guys are going. Some of them are going. It might not be this first, round of matches, but they're going to go, man. They're wrestling fans first, and they're wrestling's main draw, main event ever is WrestleMania, and those guys would like to be part of WrestleMania. I'm sorry, you're wrong, Mike. That's how we play Road Trip.
Cody's 32 years old, okay? He doesn't need to go back to WWE.
Cody may not go back because Cody's already been, but the Young Bucks have never been. Omega's never been. I mean, you think those guys don't want to go and main event WrestleMania at some point in their life? You don't think they want to be on Monday Night Raw?
That was their dream.
That's what got them into wrestling.
Bucks,
the
no.
Bucks,
Kenny is the most likely out of all four of those to go, in my opinion, because the Bucks, they're just not. They're not going to be the Bucks in WWE, and they're not going to do that. They're having way too much fun, making way too much money outside of it.
Yeah, but when Uncle Vince hands it over to Uncle Paul, and he says, "You guys can do your thing. Here you go."
Vince is still in his 70s, dude. He's going to live to be 170. Don't fuck that up.
Yeah, he is, but he now has this second project called XFL Part 2 that he is really focusing on, and I do think that's going to segue him out of being the head honcho in WWE sooner than, like we all anticipated his health declining. But
no, who anticipated that? Have you ever seen the man in person? He's a fucking horse. Dude, he looks better at 73 or whatever he is now than most 40-year-olds I know. Okay?
Perfectly healthy, perfectly normal.
Yeah, perfectly genetically jacked. It's fucking jacked.
Whatever. Yeah.
Well, hey, let's move on before we end up hating each other after this episode. No, I'm just kidding.